Hey, I'm Carlos Garcia, and today I beat this dead horse right down to the ground. So this is the third video in the last 4 videos that is featuring the Old Fitzgerald 7-year. So I did a video last week where I blinded it against 90 to 100 proof other wheaters. It won that blind. So then I did 100 to 110 because it's 100 proof, so it sits right between those two. And it came in second place against Bardstown 1, the wheater for Bardstown 1. But it did beat Weller 107 and a Maker's Mark, the Keeper's Release. So basically, the other thing that people wanted me to compare it to was other Old Fitz bottles. And I have 4. We'll get into it. But first, let's do a giveaway. Okay, so this is actually for the first video with the 90 to 100, so it's kind of good that's going to be in another video. So let's see. Fred Fabiolo. So Fred's a local guy, and I still have samples that we can never get our schedules. But Fred, you won again. So what I'll do is, okay, I went to go look to see how much I had of each one. So that's the one with that Weller CYPB in there. So what I'll do is I'm going to remove Fred. And I'm going to spin it again. So I do this sometimes once in a while when someone local wins. Give someone else an opportunity. So shuffles, let's see. Pizza Warlord. Okay, I've seen your thing all over here recently, so congratulations. Just my email's in the description. You're gonna have to email me to get your samples. All right, so we got 2 winners. Okay, so the bottles that are gonna be in here are the Old Fitz 7, because I just figure, you know, these videos are getting views, so why not do another one? But it is cheaper, because I know a lot of the bottles I review on this channel are expensive, and people are like, I'm never going to buy this, it's just ridiculously expensive. But this is $60. It's supposed to be attainable, maybe not right now, but eventually. So, you know, it's something that I think people care about because it's not stupid expensive. Okay, so we also have an Old Fitz from fall 2015. This is an 8-year. It's made in fall 2015. It's bottled in fall of 2023. So this came out in fall 2023. This is a media sample that I am not that type of media. I did not get this, but a buddy of mine who is in the media gave this to me. We had like a bottle exchange, and I gave him a bottle and he gave me a bunch of media samples. I was like, I'll take the media samples. Okay, I had an Old Fitz 15-year, and I no longer have the Old Fitz 15-year. And I forget exactly when that came out or whatever, because all I wrote was Old Fitz 15. I ended up giving away or selling the bottle already open. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, so this is the last little bit of it I had. So we'll see how it does. And then you guys been around. You guys have seen reviews of this already because this was in my best of 2024 videos. So this is spring of 2024, 10 years. So we have a 7-year, an 8-year, a 10-year, and a 15-year. So kind of all over the place. You know, a couple, definitely some of the lower age ones. So I haven't actually had the Old Fitz 8-year. I forgot I even had this sample, but when I was getting this stuff, I was like, oh shoot, I could throw this in here. So I haven't had it that long. He probably didn't have it that long, but the Old Fitz 15 has been in that sample thing for a little bit, so we'll see how it goes. So obviously for the giveaway, I'll do 2-ounce samples of the 7-year, the 10-year, and whoever wins can just have the rest of this media sample, which is probably 2 ounces, maybe a little bit more, but you get a cool little media flask. You know, lucky winner. Tell you that right now. Okay, so everything's poured, it's blinds. So let's go into the nose. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of the nose on Glass A. So it was ethanol-y, some caramel, some oak, but the ethanol, like, proof, crazy. Because that's the second time in the past couple of weeks that I've got that. And I usually never get ethanol when nosing on Glens. So, interesting. So, Glass B. The nose in Glass B is a lot better than A. So, peanut butter, oak, bright cherry, and vanilla. Yeah, I like that one better. Let's go to Glass C. So Glass C is much darker on the nose. Oak, dark fruit, dark cherry, and nutty. They've all been different, so I'm gonna say like this is very different than A and B, but they've all been pretty different. So let's go to D. Oh, D right off the bat is like a banana-y. It's like banana, chocolate, and peanut butter. That is a delicious nose, let me tell you. I'm not getting the cherry note like I'm getting on some of the other ones, but it's almost like a candy bar with some banana. That nose is super sweet. Delicious. Alright, so let's go into the palates. Yeah, the nose is not my favorite on A. Ooh, I don't like A. It's dark fruit. I literally was about to write nope. But like it's astringent oak. I'm not a fan of this. There's some peanut on the finish, but overall, and like the lingering is that like wet oak, peanut shell notes that I'm not the biggest fan of. Watch this be the Old Fitz 7. Oh man. Just hit your palate wrong today, bud. Man. It didn't get better on the second sip. So one more sip. And usually I have my wife pour up to like right here. Like basically the bottom of my little logo here. But the 15 was less than that, and I kind of knew that going into it. So I told her just match it to that, so I didn't realize like the one was much shorter than the other one. So I might just be able to get 3 sips out of these, but we'll see. Oh, that last sip was actually pretty good. I don't know if it was like a first sip type thing, but so I got some oak, some peanut on the palate, and some strawberry and vanilla, like some kind of cake or dessert type thing on the finish. So the finish got much better than that peanut and crap that I was having before. So kind of redeemed itself a lot because that was really bad. Now the only other, well, I don't know if it's the only other one, but I just had a video where I reviewed a bunch of bottles while I was in Las Vegas, and the one bottle I really didn't like out there was the Old Fitz 19 year, which is these bottles. That was way too oaky. And I remember when I had the 15, I wasn't the biggest fan. So this might be the 15, and maybe that's why I didn't like it so much right away. But I did really like the 10 year. I really like the 7 year. So I really like B. So B is cherry, strawberry, Laffy Taffy, oak, and vanilla on the palate, peanut, oak, and sweetness on the finish. And the finish seems to be much longer than A. Maybe it's because it's just better and I am enjoying it more, but it does seem longer. Got some interesting notes on the lingering finish, especially on like the tip of my tongue, like mango, like that type of fruit, that direction, and some citrus. Interesting, I like that. I like newer notes. Yeah, they have like stone fruit, and then the citrus is like tickling the tip of my tongue. Do like that. Alright, so I definitely like B over A. The finish definitely seems much longer. Okay, let's go to C. Yeah, C is so much darker. I'm not even talking about color, but it does seem darker in color. I should use a black lens for this probably. Oh, this drink's much oakier than the first two. And based on the color, I'm going to take a guess this is a 15 year. And I remember not liking this. But man, if this is a 15, this was very, very different than the first two, but very good. B's good, but C's also good, but in a different way. So on the palate, dark fruit, toasted bread in a good way. I don't know if you think that's a bad way or at all, but I just want to say a good way. Brown sugar. On the finish, I wrote wow. Vanilla fudge, oak, dark cherry. So good. It is a little drying, like from the oak. That's why I'm thinking it's the 15-year-old because of that. But it's not tannic. Like, it's not drying on my tongue. It's just making me like, oh, drink some water. But it's not on my tongue. So, and the lingering is oak. So this kind of guides me to like an older bourbon. But it is very good. Now, if this is a 15, there is no sample of this. So, sorry. You know, I try. I try to do my best. I do my best. It's a lot of the same. There is kind of like an off-putting note, maybe feeling on the back of my tongue with that oak. It might be just a little bit over oaked, but overall it's pretty good. I'd have to, well, we'll see how it does. Because right now it's kind of like these two, but they're so different, right? So it's definitely a mood situation. I got one more sip. Yeah, the third sip went back to like the first sip, which I really liked. I don't know how much A, B, and I'm going to be able to do with a little bit of these pours I have, but so I'm trying to really focus on the notes as I do each sip because I know I'm not going to be able to A, B a lot of it, but it is what it is when you got no more left. The linger, the finish lasts a decent amount on C as well. All right, Old Fitz. Doing good, some good stuff over here. Sorry I shit you on the 19 the other day. Man, so much more banana. All right, so D on the first sip. Cherry Jolly Rancher, dark cherry, oak, banana bread with dark chocolate and slight banana and oak on the finish. And the lingering is that kind of wet oaky note. It's not the best linger. But first sip, overall, decent. The only one I really don't like is A. The other three are pretty good. And I feel like D is a good mix between B and C. Because those are so different, but I feel like D is kind of in between. And if just thinking about it because of the ages, like this could be right in between. We'll see. Man, a little bit more citrusy on the nose now. Wow, just kind of orange, like orange citrus. Some cherry and vanilla on the finish. Oh boy, I don't have enough whiskey to be going back and forth with these. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but one more sip on D. Well, here's a note I've never said before. I don't think ever in my life. Pineapple. As I was swallowing it, like pineapple smacked me in the face, and it kind of lingered a little bit to the finish. So I put it at the end of my little palate line here, but it probably would fall in the more of the finish. Interesting. Yeah, I can almost still taste it on the finish. Never have I said pineapple on a whiskey. Oh boy. Alright, so now I'm going to pause it and I'm going to attempt to A-B this or at least guess some scores because we'll see how I only have a little bit of each one. So I'll definitely come back with some scores and see how the Old Fitz 7 did in this lineup against some older ones. So let's see. Well, you guys know what I was drinking. And I want to say the results were shocking to me. Kind of figured it out as I was going. I should definitely use black lens though, because I'm pretty sure that's definitely the darkest. Anyways, that's on me. So let's do the giveaway now. So to enter to win the rest of this, which once I give you my score, you can have it. 2-ounce sample of the new 7-year, which at this point I'm about to give out 8 because I did 2 of the first one because I'm a crazy person. So 8 2-ounce samples, or 8 ounces of this. That's like half this bottle. So I need to stop reviewing this because this bottle's about to go out the window. Might have to get a backup somehow. There's no giveaway for the 15 because I don't have any more. Then 2 ounces of the 10. Anyways, to enter to win 2-ounce samples of those, or whatever I just said, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with the hashtag OldFVS, Old Fitz versus. That makes sense in your head? Makes sense, perfectly sense in my head. Anyways, so let's get into the results. So in last place, surprise, surprise, the 8-year-old, not my favorites. And did I get any notes on this? I thought I got notes on, yep. On the finish, not my favorite oak. So it didn't get any better. So I scored that at 2.5. Yeah, my scoring's out of 5, 5 being the highest, 1's the lowest, 3's average. So below average. It wasn't terrible. It did get better after that first couple sips, but still, eh. So then it came down to these 3. And let's see, C. So the 15-year-old came in 3rd place with a score of 3.45, which is a pretty solid score. I did like it. I got a little bit more anise on the palate. On the finish, though, because I actually scored this at 3.25, but then I started getting this roasted peanut note on the finish, which was phenomenal. And then I was looking at some of the other notes, and I was like, oh, this is, it's a different profile, and I do enjoy it. So I scored a 3.45, so it did go up. It almost caught up to my 2nd place bottle. Now we go to 2 bottles. I actually have the bottles, though, so that's good for us, because I have more of it, right? So this new $60 7-year came in 2nd. So to me, it was better than the 15-year-old, which is way more expensive. It is the sweetest. That's what I wrote for new notes. It's the sweetest out of the 4, and it's just so good. I like this bottle so much. I definitely need to get a backup because I'm sure it's gonna end up in like best of the year, or in July I'm gonna do like best of the half year, kind of help me with the end of the year stuff. So I definitely need to get another bottle. But again, $60. It should be on shelf. We'll see. But I scored a 3.5. I'm not sure what I've been scoring it the other times, but I liked it a lot today. Against its own brand, right? So then the Old Fitz 10 from last year, I got vanilla palate, and that pineapple note came back, but I wrote grilled pineapple. It was there. I don't know. I've never said pineapple before, and it came back again, more of like the grilled pineapple, not like raw pineapple. But anyways, I'll really like this. 3.75. Very good bottle. I forgot exactly how good it did in the actual tournament I did earlier this year. But I do like this bottle. So, if you guys had any Old Fitz stuff, obviously I did a review the other day of the Old Fitz 19-year. I did not like that. It was very, very oaky. The 15-year-old, I didn't like in the past, but I liked it a little bit more today, but I have no more of it. So, the 8-year, did not really like that much, but the 7-year shelfer, pretty decent. And this 10-year, as every time I think I've had it, has been good. So they've kind of been all over the place. These decanter series bottles, they get ridiculous in pricing, especially on secondary if you don't get it at MSRP. Like I got this bottle in a raffle, maybe? I think I won it in a raffle. Yeah. My buddy won in a raffle, and I think I bought it from him or traded him for it. Pretty sure that's how it happened. But the 15-year-old, I got it from a collector, so I paid up for it. I didn't pay full secondary, but, it's hard to get these decanter bottles. I get it. But that's why I think a lot of people are looking at the content for this Old Fitz 7-year, because a lot of people, want to try this stuff, but, this is, getting good reviews. I've seen other reviews. People are saying good stuff about it. So, I enjoy it. Hopefully you find it out there and you can get it for $60 or less. Fingers crossed. If not, don't go crazy because it should be on a shelf soonish. So, let me know what you think about Old Fitz. This should be the last review of the Old Fitz 7 for a while anyways. We'll see. Don't do nothing stupid. And if you do, don't get caught. Bye.